Welcome to the deep dive. We're your shortcut to, well, getting truly informed in a world that just throws information at you constantly. You're turning in because you want to grasp complex stuff fast, find those aha moments, and basically turn all that data noise into something you can actually use. And today, that's exactly the plan. We're diving deep into a tool that's pretty indispensable for anyone dealing with the digital world: Wireshark. Our mission here is simple: unpack how Wireshark helps you spot network attacks, intrusions, sometimes before they really even get going.
And that mission, yeah, it never been more critical. I mean, look at the digital landscape today. Cybersecurity threats aren't just growing, they're evolving incredibly fast. So being proactive, monitoring your network, detecting intrusions, it's absolutely paramount. Wireshark, among all the tools out there,
Yeah.
really stands out. It's like this amazing diagnostic tool. Gives you this real-time, really granular look at data packets, almost like X-ray vision into everything happening on your network. Lets you sniff out trouble before it really blows up.
Okay, X-ray vision, let's unpack that. Wireshark gets talked about a lot in security circles, but for someone who's maybe just heard the name, what is it fundamentally? What's the breakthrough it offers?
Right. So at its core, Wireshark is a packet analyzer, and it's free, open source. Think of it like a super sensitive microphone, but for your network. It records every conversation, then translates it, more or less, into something you can understand. People use it for all sorts of things: everyday network troubleshooting, really deep analysis, software development, and crucially for us today, cybersecurity. Its main job: capture and display every single data packet. It gives you this incredibly detailed, almost forensic view of your network traffic. And this deep visibility, it comes from some really powerful features. It can do live packet capture, so watching the network as things happen, and offline analysis, looking at traffic you recorded earlier. What's really impressive, though, is its ability to understand hundreds of different protocols. It speaks the language of almost any network communication, from basic web browsing right through to obscure industrial control systems. Plus, it's got powerful filters, search options, helps you cut through all the noise and find exactly what you need. And you can extract data for reports, too.
So it's not just hearing faint whispers, it's like getting a full transcript of every single packet's conversation. You can read every word, every detail. That level of transparency, most people probably don't even realize that's possible on their own networks. Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting for me. Having that kind of X-ray vision, how does that actually help us spot attacks? Like, what kind of suspicious stuff does Wireshark actually pull out of the shadows?
That's the key, isn't it? Attacks, even the clever ones, almost always leave traces. Digital fingerprints, you could say, in the network traffic. Wireshark helps us see those fingerprints and understand what they mean. Take denial of service attacks, DOS or DDoS. You're trying to swamp a system, right? In Wireshark, you'd see these sudden, huge spikes in traffic. Often things like ICMP or SYN floods, just masses of specific requests aimed at overwhelming one server. It looks really abnormal, like a sudden massive crowd trying to get through one door. Or think about port scanning. That's often step one for an attacker: reconnaissance. Wireshark shows that as repeated connection attempts hitting lots of different ports very quickly. It's a classic sign of tools like Nmap checking your defenses, like someone literally rattling every doorknob on your building. Then you've got man-in-the-middle attacks, MITM. That's where someone secretly intercepts your communication. You might spot weird ARP replies or duplicate IP addresses appearing. That could mean ARP spoofing someone, tricking your devices into sending traffic to them, and sometimes just looking at the packets themselves. It's chilling.
You can inspect them for malicious payloads. Things like suspicious file transfers, maybe encrypted data coming from nowhere you recognize, or even shellcode trying to take over a system. It's like finding a bomb blueprint hidden in plain sight. And even sneaky stuff like DNS tunneling, where data gets smuggled out disguised as normal web lookups. Wireshark lets you analyze DNS traffic. You look for unusually large requests or responses. That can be DNS filtration.
Wow. Okay. So it's not just about seeing the traffic flow, it's about understanding the meaning behind it, connecting those specific network patterns, those fingerprints you mentioned, to actual potential attacks. That sounds incredibly powerful. That X-ray vision analogy really holds up. And that's where it clicks, right? Seeing how a pattern equals a potential threat. All right. So we know what kinds of patterns to look for now. Let's get practical. How do you, our listener, acting as a network detective, actually use Wireshark to zero in on these things? How do you go from just, capturing data to actively spotting something bad?
Yeah, it's a structured process, like any good investigation, really. First step, you've got to start a packet capture. Pretty straightforward. Launch Wireshark, pick the network interface you want to watch. Could be your Wi-Fi, could be your wired connection. Then just hit start capturing packets. You're now monitoring in real time. Okay, so now you got data flowing in, probably a lot of data. This brings us to step two, which is crucial. Apply display filters. This is your magnifying glass. It lets you cut through the noise and isolate specific things. For instance, worried about one specific machine, use a filter like ep.add.r equals 192.168.110, obviously. Replace the IP. That shows only traffic to or from that machine. Remember those SYN floods for DOS attacks?
Right.
A filter like tcp.flags.seen and tcp.flags.ack equals 0 helps you spot that pattern of incomplete handshakes. Or for potential man-in-the-middle via ARP spoofing, there's a filter arp.duplicate address-frame. Maybe you're worried about data leaving your network. http.request.method, ProEst, can show you data being uploaded via web forms. Filters are key. Third, once you filter down, you need to analyze the packet details. You just click on a packet that looks interesting in the list, and Wireshark expands it. Shows you all the headers, the payload, the raw data. This is where you dig in. Look for suspicious IP addresses, weird domain names, encrypted data coming from places you don't expect, or unusual network ports being used, like traffic suddenly appearing on port 44444. That's often linked to malware or remote access tools attackers use. And finally, step 4. Use the statistics menu. Don't overlook this. Go to statistics. Then maybe protocol hierarchy or conversations. This gives you a bird's eye view. What types of traffic are most common? Who's talking the most? Here you're looking for anomalies again, like an unusual number of TCP resets that might signal connection problems caused by an attack, or big traffic spikes late at night when things should be quiet. Worth investigating.
That makes it sound much more manageable. A clear, structured approach. It turns that potential flood of raw data into something you can actually work with, into actionable insights. It's really about knowing the right questions to ask and then how to use Wireshark's filters and views to find the answers.
It's exactly right. And if we zoom out a bit, connect this to the bigger picture. It's not just about knowing how to use Wireshark in isolation. It's about integrating it into a robust intrusion detection strategy. Best practices matter here. First off, where you capture data from is critical. To see everything, you really need to run Wireshark on what's called a span or mirror port on your network switch, or use port forwarding. If you just run it on your own laptop normally, you only see traffic going to or from your machine. You miss the bigger picture. It's like trying to guard a house by only looking out one window. You need that full visibility. Second, keep your threat intelligence up to date. Use Wireshark filters to automatically flag or even block traffic from known malicious IP addresses. This automates some of the basic defense. Third, for more power, think about integrating Wireshark with other tools, things like Snort or Zeek intrusion detection systems. They can automatically apply rules and generate alerts based on network traffic patterns. Wireshark then becomes your tool to dig into those alerts and understand exactly what happened. It's a powerful combo. And maybe the most crucial, best practice, often forgotten, encrypt your sensitive data. Always. Wireshark is powerful. It sees everything. If your data is sent in plain text, anyone using Wireshark on your network can potentially read it. That's a huge risk.
Yeah, that last point is a really important reminder about responsibility, isn't it? Good point. So these practices, they really elevate Wireshark. It goes from being just an analysis tool to a core part of an integrated defense system. It's about building layers, visibility, automation, good security hygiene. Okay, so wrapping this up, it seems clear Wireshark isn't just another network tool. It's like a frontline defender, a first layer of defense offering unparalleled visibility into your digital environment. It really empowers you to be proactive, not just sitting back waiting for something bad to happen.
Absolutely. I think that's the core value here. By learning to actually recognize these patterns of malicious activity, whether you're a seasoned cybersecurity pro or maybe an IT student just starting out, you can genuinely secure your networks better, respond faster. With Wireshark, it's not just about seeing data fly by. It's about understanding the intent behind that traffic, translating the network's whispers into clear warnings.
So, thinking about all this, what stands out to you, our listener, about how simply seeing what's happening on your network can fundamentally change your view of digital security? And maybe what other tools could work alongside Wireshark to really complete that picture and secure your digital life?